So, welcome back to the Stuck No More Voices podcast. I have a new feature that has everything to do with you. Meanwhile, I'm Theresa Croft. I'm a voice visibility strategist. I help Christian women move from their calling to their story to being found with their message for their ideal client. Before we get started, will you do two quick things for me? Subscribe on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're listening, be sure to share this on Apple or Spotify. Someone may really need this message. So this episode is called the Calling Table Session Series. I'm so excited about it because it's like a seat for Christian women whose story deserves to be handled with care and whose voice is ready to be heard. So pull up a chair. Today at the table is a really good friend of mine, I must say, Yara Garcia. She's a certified neuropsycho facilitator, a pastor, a mentor, a psychology major. She brings a powerful blend of faith, neuroscience, leadership, and real experience to the table. Yara, welcome to the new series.
Good
Glad to have you.
morning. Thank you for having me. It's a
I'm so
pleasure.
glad to have you here. So Yara and I, we have very shared values when it comes to kingdom and living
Mhm,
your life authentically. But Yara, why
mhm.
don't you give them a little backdrop of your story, because you come from the ministry field, even married to a pastor. Tell us about that.
Hmm. Well, how long do you want the story to be?
Yeah, girl,
I'll
listen.
give you the short version.
This is the short version is good. This is just like, I mean, come on, I still have my mag you gave me. Be careful and you'll end up in my podcast.
Oh, you loved it, huh? I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Well, thanks for having me. It's really an honor to be here. As you mentioned, we do have a lot of things in common. We share a lot, not just of our core values, but our friendship, this journey. We both have adult children. We're both widows, and we both have been in ministry for a very, very long time. And in this new season of our lives, what I am doing, as you know, you've helped me so much through it, but you are also, we are bringing everything that the Lord has given to us, our gifts, the wisdom, His word, from the Christian perspective, a kingdom perspective, a powerful stance of what the Christian walk should be in this new season, in this new world. And so we're bringing it to everybody who needs it. In my area, I have merged it with neuroscience, which, personally trained by Dr. Caroline Leaf, just an amazing lady, an amazing scientist, an amazing mentor. I have learned how to merge, okay, how to filter through the cross, the science, to make sure that the science comes through. Um, in agreement to our biblical foundations. So that's where I'm at right now.
So to build that in, to have the neuroscience, your
Hmm.
story up to where you got there is a real story that I'm sure a lot of people could relate
Yeah,
to. So tell us a little
yeah,
bit about, you were in ministry, you were married to a pastor,
yeah,
and just
yeah,
the real struggles there.
yeah. Well, going through ministry, it's probably one of the most beautiful work that anybody can do, right? Being called,
Mm,
because
that's
I
good.
personally didn't volunteer. It takes real guts to be in ministry to volunteer and say that's what I want. But when you're called, you know it and you can't run
Yeah.
away from it. So I married a wonderful man, and comes from a ministry family, and we were in ministry together. Then after 7 years of our marriage, he got diagnosed with cancer. And
Mm.
after that, um, when he passed, then I continued. The Lord had called me to continue. So maybe 14, 16 years into the prophetic ministry, the apostolic, the prophetic ministry. During that time, of course, through the grieving, through the work, through the many challenges within the institutions, right, within the organization, I was clinically diagnosed with clinical
Mm.
depression
Wow.
and ADHD, which, the ADHD I knew since I was very little. We just didn't have words for it. And of course, as women, we don't show it like boys did. Um, so all of that. has taught me a lot. Okay,
Yeah.
has taught me a lot, especially being in ministry. That prayer is powerful,
Mm.
but when the Lord gives us the science, the wisdom that does come from it,
Yeah.
it's even more powerful. When I started going through the neurocycle, the Dr. Leaf stuff, that's when the most major shifts happen, because
Yeah.
it was the renewing of the mind, like
Yeah.
Romans talks about, right? And it wasn't just repeating Romans, it was actually learning to do the hard work that
Yes.
we are responsible to do, that oftentimes in our helpless state we want the Lord to do it for us.
Yeah.
But actually putting in the work, which it's hard work yourself, you're a neurocycler. It actually does do the biological, the physical changes, right? And it's what the Lord has been telling us all over,
Yeah.
all this time through
No
scripture.
bet.
So yeah, that's I think that's a little bit of my story.
So did the neurocycle process help you with the depression, or was that just digging in
Absolutely.
with, oh, it did. Okay, that's cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I still remember the first time that I did the first cycle of the
Yeah.
neural cycle. I was like, I think it was, I started and I was thinking like, I'm just going to do this for the sake of doing it. Like I
Yeah.
wasn't going to go too deep, and I was completely hesitant about like, ooh, going too deep. And sorry, I'm outside. I'm so sorry.
I don't hear anything. Yeah.
You don't? Okay.
No,
Because
you're
the
good.
gardeners are,
Oh, and she's got a golf
okay.
course back there. Now, if you get hit by a golf ball, I
Yeah.
will be concerned.
We got a shattered glass yesterday.
Okay.
But
Oh,
the
did you?
gardeners,
Okay.
yeah, I was bad. Okay. So,
I gotta interrupt you because you're being
yeah.
very modest. I know this is part of your story, though, but when your husband died,
Mhm,
many of your congregation followed you and became a
mhm,
church into your home. So
mhm.
there were so many hungry people. But
Right.
I'm sure you had probably, even your kids were young then, right?
Very young. Yes.
So
Yes.
you had to transition into, okay, I'm really great. I love you guys, but I gotta take care of my own stuff right here. Is that kind of what it was like? I don't mean to go back so far.
Yeah. No, no, no. Those are different seasons. I went through two, as most people, if you're in ministry, you know it, or if you've lived through in in um in ministry in church, you'll know a lot of this. So when he died, there was we were co working with other ministers, and there was things that happened, and then there was a church split. Okay.
Wow, I didn't know
Yeah, so
that.
church splits are hard, are
Yeah,
very, very difficult, especially when you just lost your husband 2, 3 months before.
yeah, no doubt.
And then I had a 6 year old, and then I had a 3 year old. What
Oh,
I can
wow.
tell you is that in
Yeah,
that time, my 6 year old, she still believed and held on to her faith, even though we didn't get the results we prayed for. We prayed for
wow.
healing, we prayed for their daddy, right? And
Right.
even though we didn't get the results we wanted for him to
Yeah,
be healed, then it was it is still so amazing for me to see how strong her faith is.
that's beautiful.
You know
Wow.
how strong her faith is. She was 6, right? My 3 year old was just, it's a different stage,
Yeah,
developmental stage. Yeah.
yeah,
But during these situations, these hard situations in ministry,
yeah.
where you see like a church split, or things like that, that's kind of like you suffer a divorce. And I
Yes.
often said that I probably grieved that more than losing my husband.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was very, very
That's
hard. Hmm.
I didn't I'm glad I went back because I think
Hmm.
there might be some in my audience here that they've been through that church
Hmm.
split and then they've been
Hmm.
through church hurt.
Hmm.
And do you have any advice for someone like that?
Honestly, T, I'm going to say probably 90% of your audience that has been in church for more than 15 years has gone through this and has
Yeah.
suffered it. Okay.
Okay.
Everybody's experienced it themselves,
Okay.
either losing a leader that they loved, or
Mm-hmm.
being the one who has to, step aside and part ways.
Yeah.
Either way, it's extremely, extremely difficult.
Yeah.
I do want to, if you ask for advice, I always want to say the two things.
Okay.
Do the hard work in healing the grieving, the
Mm.
going through the grieving. Okay.
Mm. Okay.
And the second one is never depart from God.
Wow.
Okay. Never depart from your, so don't question the foundation. Don't
Yeah.
question, the Lord. Okay.
Okay.
These are
Okay.
relationships
Yeah.
that go through struggles, right?
Yeah.
And it's relationships are like a dance, you give and you take. And we were wired for love and connection, right? So when
Yes.
there's disconnection, doing that dance of reconnecting is
Yeah.
very difficult.
Wow.
But it's very difficult to do it when there's abuse, okay,
Ooh.
church abuse. It's
Yeah.
very, very difficult.
Yeah.
And a lot of people stay, okay,
Hmm.
and then it's just bad. But when there is a split and you have to leave, so do those two things, right?
Yeah.
Do the hard stuff of navigate consciously, intentionally through healing and grieving, during the grieving, because you can leave people that you love, but that are not good for you.
Yeah. I like
Okay.
that you're sharing from a story perspective that you walked through it. And I just think that when you hear someone who has a story of walking through it, you really can lean in. And that's why I'm so excited about this series, is just to share stories of difficulty.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So share a story with me about the transition as you're a great mom. You're like me. Our kids are grown. But
Yeah.
what was that like being a single mom through those
Ah,
transition times? Yeah. Do you have a story, Yara?
I have many stories. Oh my goodness, right? So as a single mom,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that very difficult, very, very hard,
Mm,
because you're grieving, you're hurting, you still got to do the job the Lord called you, the Lord has given you that responsibility, right?
yeah. Yeah.
But then you also have your children.
Mm.
um, it's incredible to see that. I still remember, I was telling somebody yesterday, I still remember the days that I used to cry and say, I just want 5 years to go by to make
Oh,
sure that my kids were going to be okay. And then I was thinking, like, I just want 10 years to go by, just that I wanted the certainty to know that my kids were going to be okay, right?
yes.
All
Yes.
the statistics,
Mm,
all the things you hear about that pastors' kids and kids in ministry, especially with no daddy, they
yeah.
turned out really, really bad, right?
That's so
Um,
hard.
Very, very difficult. So
Oh,
that was from my experience.
yeah.
I'm blessed. You and I talk about this all the time. I
Yeah.
am really blessed. I have incredible
You
children,
do.
right?
You
They
do.
walked, they
Yeah.
walked through the hardships. They walked through the faith in
Yeah.
faith, right? But I do have to say that even through, I think the church split for my son, for the younger one,
Oh,
this
yeah.
was family. So they didn't
Wow.
have a dad, but they had family,
Wow.
right?
Yeah.
And losing that was difficult, but
Hmm.
he's also very emotionally strong. He's a
Yeah.
both kids are emotionally strong. um I was a tough mom too. Like, I was tough.
I'm
You know
sure
me
you were.
already.
Yeah. You
You
didn't
know me, right?
don't
My
mess
daughter
with
will
anything.
say, my daughter said, Mom, a lot of these kids need Yada's boot camp, because I was very hard.
Yeah.
I would often have, like, my spiritual leaders say, Yada, as hard as you are on your kids, can you do that with people at the church? Because you're a lot more lenient, right? I was
Oh, I love
very,
that.
yeah. And they're both great kids. They're
Yeah.
hardworking, they're smart, they're emotionally intelligent.
That's so
Okay.
good. Yeah.
And they also still have a very strong Christian foundation.
Yeah.
They're not perfect, because nobody is, right?
That's really
Um,
good.
but parenting, girl, it is the toughest thing in the world.
Oh, tell me.
You know,
You just
my
love
sister and
and
I talk
smile.
about this all the time,
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
will not romanticize parenting. Like,
No.
ladies, you want to have kids, it's wonderful. I love my kids, but make sure you pick a right father for your
Ooh.
children, a
Yeah.
right partner, because doing it alone, it's the hardest thing ever.
Yeah.
We were not supposed to do it alone, and we have
Yeah.
so many moms out there, right, who are doing it alone. it's very, very hard.
Yes.
Financially, physically, physically, do you have to work? Do you have to take care of the house? Oh, and the holidays and the vacations and the
Yeah.
ministry and your job. And it's just a lot,
A
right?
lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
So parenting is one of those things that was very intentional,
Yeah.
very, very intentional.
Right.
And I'm blessed. I have great kids. They're
You do.
wonderful. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
they really are.
as we come to the close, I want to take a right turn on you.
Go for it.
And I want you to share
Girl, you
some
and I could
biz.
talk hours.
I know I could. I'm trying to keep
Yeah,
these to 20
yeah, yeah,
minutes. I don't want to do
yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah. No, 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 no.
All
We're
right.
good.
So
Yeah.
you're a very successful mentor. You're working on your.
Thanks.
So how about some business advice
Ooh.
that you would have for someone? Maybe someone they know they're called. I mean, God gives us that
Mm-hmm.
calling. You know. But
Mm-hmm.
how do you move from the calling to actually putting pieces together to have something to offer? And I'm not talking for free. I mean, we're talking kingdom business. What anything you would like to say as you've been in business for quite some time and you've helped countless number of people with your neurocycle business? She's laughing because not for free.
It's not going to be for free
uh,
anymore. Yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah.
uh,
So that's a
talk to
great
me.
question. Thank you for mentioning that. And I do want to encourage your listeners. I know you have a huge following, and it is very hard. Okay, um, to learn as a minister or as a Christian woman, we're just so programmed and we're just disposed to giving and to serving,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
Then when we transition from that to a business, the charging, right? The how much do you charge? Um, because people that know you are expecting to get it for free. And that
Yeah,
means your time, your energy, and your resources, right?
yeah.
So transitioning into independent business from ministry, and then thank God, like my kids are on their own, not on their own right now, but I'm an empty nester. Um, it's a great time. Um, know your value.
Mm,
Okay.
mm,
Knowing your value, do
that's
the hard
good.
work. Do the hard
Yeah.
work. Do the hard work of learning how to set healthy boundaries. Okay,
Yeah.
with yourself, because just because you can give it doesn't mean you should.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
and one of the biggest things that I got and that I've been sharing with some people recently. Is this too loud?
No, you're doing great.
Okay. Um, One of the things that I've been sharing recently with people is that when we do transition, when we go through changes in our life, whether you're going to college or you're a young adult transition to
Yeah.
older, or like us with empty nesters and stuff like that. The uncertainty will kill us. We want to
Mm,
know the right way to do things, and we want
yeah.
somebody to tell us how to do it so that we will do it, and then that's it. And it just leaves our person outside, and we're not
Yeah.
robots. And the Lord didn't design us to do that.
Yeah.
So the scripture came to me recently, not recently, like for a while, and it's been um, you know that in neurocycle we're really big about partnering with God, right? And
Yes.
visualizing. Okay.
Yes.
So when you start, don't go crazy like, oh my God, what are these visualizations? No, it's just partner with God. Take the scripture, right?
Yeah.
And the scripture says that his word is a lamp to your feet.
Mhm. Amen.
Visualize that a lamp goes before you, and that is his word. Put his word in front of you, and
Yeah.
it's going to bring light to the path. Okay.
Yeah.
You might not know from here to a year, but you're going to know your next step, and you're going to
Yes.
know that you're safe, and you're going to know where to go and what not to go. And if
Yeah.
something is in your way, the Lord is going to show you to remove it.
That's
So
so good.
visualize that, visualize and
Yeah.
partner with God
That's
through
good.
the word. So his word is a lamp to our feet. And I think that's probably a good tip, a good
Yeah.
advice for
Very good.
women to go into
Yeah.
business. But knowing your value, and you
Mm,
know that you have so much, okay, so much. And just because you taught me so much, right? And just
mm,
because people know that you have so much to give, it does. It, it does have to come with a price. Because I'm
Yeah.
going to tell you one thing: the people that have given my work for free are the people that didn't bring results.
Yeah. That's
They
so
did
good.
not invest.
It's,
Hmm.
and
So,
investing is kingdom. I remember a few years
whew,
ago,
yeah.
I was listening to someone and they go, putting out Facebook ads, that's an investment. And never looked at
Mhm.
Facebook ads again. I wasn't using Facebook ads, but the investment, and I'm going to give it back to Yara. This lady, Yara is great with your mind, but she is so smart too with your business. She has given me some great business advice. Like, Tia, I think you don't need that. And so
Thanks.
I mean, we both have a friend that we love and that shoots straight
Adore.
too. So I don't
Mhm.
know where I'd be. You mentioned how marriage and being
Mhm.
single is hard. This isn't my place to tell my stories, but
Mhm.
wow, I can vouch
Very
for
hard.
neuroscience
Mhm.
and for a
Mhm.
facilitator that's got that background. So listen, if you're really looking for someone who will give you a straight talk, help you with your mind, but also help you with your business, you need to go to yaracares.com and connect with Yara because she has something that very well may be. She can tell you testimonies of clients where that was the moment where they got clarity on their business, clarity on their family, clarity on their vision, their calling. And I think God gives us a calling, and then He's like, okay, let's see what you're going to do with that calling. Are you going to invest? Are you going to be faithful? Are you going to shoot straight? Are you going to charge? And then go at it, girl. So we have a saying. I don't want to end this with the saying that we believe the word, but we've had a saying that I think someone needs to hear about the camels. Speak hope to somebody. Come on, girl.
Oh my, um, there's always stories behind everything, guys. But a couple months ago, I had a wonderful client and powerhouse, right?
Yeah.
And as we're going through the neurocycle, we're going through her journey, or I don't know what we were doing. We were going through coaching. She mentioned a scripture, and I was like, Lord was speaking to me. So
Yeah.
then I'm like, this is something I have to share with my girlfriend. So, which is you and Alana, right? And
Right.
it's the scripture of the camels are coming. Prosperity, visualize that. Keep your
Come
eye
on.
out. Keep your eye out. Okay.
Yeah.
Be waiting for it because they're coming and you will know when they're here. So, yes, we want to be able to share this word with your listeners,
Yes.
with your
Thank
friends,
you.
with your followers that prosperity, the camels are loaded. They're
Yeah.
loaded and they're bringing good news and they're bringing provisions and it's a new season. And
It's a new
keep your eye out.
season.
Yeah, keep your
You
eye
know,
out and
I will
expect
say
it.
something. I believe that, but that doesn't mean you quit your job necessarily.
No.
I always think of Hollywood, people in Hollywood that are
Yeah.
actors. They
Yeah.
so want to get a part, but what do they do at night? They wait tables. So
Yeah.
sometimes you
Yeah.
gotta wait tables. I'm not meaning that literally, but then you know what happens when you do that? You learn to manage your time so well. But if you're at that point where you
Mhm.
can let it go, do. I mean, we need your voice.
Mhm.
We need your story, whoever's listening.
Mhm.
So, Yara, I
Yeah.
so
I'm glad you
appreciate
mentioned that.
you. I mean, to
Thank you
be
for
on
having me.
this series, I tell you, I think
Love
this
it.
series is made for people like you. So
Thank you.
you can
Thank you
get a
for
hold
having
of
me.
Yara at Yara
Yeah.
Cares. Ask her
Yeah.
for what do you have where they get to just kind of like a discovery call? What do you call it? Like a consult where they can talk to you
Yeah, well,
about?
you get a free consultation.
Yeah.
You can go to yetacares.com. Send me an email.
Yeah.
You get a 20-30 minute
So
consultation
good.
to see if we're fit, right?
Yeah.
Uh, we get to connect, to hear your story, to hear your needs.
So
And
good.
yeah, but I also started Instagram because of you guys. I'm
Yeah.
learning. So I don't know. Check me out at yada.cares.
Cares. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's good.
on Instagram.
I
You'll
didn't
start seeing a
say
little bit more.
Instagram, but yeah, you are
Mhm.
getting back more on there. So if
Yeah,
Yara's
new
story,
stuff coming up.
yeah, there you go. So listen, if
Yeah,
Yara story, and I always say her name wrong. I think it's Yada. Yada. I always
Yada.
say her.
No,
She
you
lets
do
me
good.
say her
You
name
good.
wrong.
Good.
Follow
Don't
her.
worry.
Follow her on Instagram, yara.cares, or check out her website,
Mhm.
yaracares.com.
Yeah.
And why don't you do this? Share this woman who came to mind while you were listening to Yara share. Some stories
Yeah.
are not for scrolling past. If you're a Christian woman leader who feels like the best kept secret in her field and you'd like to sit at this calling table yourself, book. I'll have a page up. It's on theresacroft.com, and we'll see if you can't share your story too. So once again, thank you, Yara, and this is great. Table
Thank you
talk,
for having me.
calling table on the Stuck No More Voices podcast. Until the next one, we'll talk to you on the next episode.